you've built one of the largest networks of successful entrepreneurs in the world. It's the largest, I'd say. And business people, they're busy. They're all running their businesses. Yet, time and time again, you get these incredible people. We were just talking before how you have the Paulo Veras or Jason or these incredible investors and entrepreneurs that have built incredible businesses, and they all kind of step up to volunteer their time. What do you think the key to that was? And how are you able to rein in all these people that are just like so passionate about helping you build this ecosystem?
The key, which well, having been an entrepreneur yourself, and now as an entrepreneur and also as an investor, entrepreneurs are infectious. And I think that there is something special about entrepreneurs outside of Silicon Valley who are building things, who have the same passion for their product or their platform or their service as any entrepreneur, and also a belief that they can change their ecosystem, right? And their success is going to inspire the next generation because there haven't been that many before them, right? And that combination is so incredible. People want to be part of. It's magical, right? And what Endeavor did at the beginning is we said, we're only going to focus on high impact entrepreneurs. And for us, high impact means high growth. It means the ones who are going to have the biggest multiplier effect in the ecosystem. They're going to create the most jobs. They're going to create the biggest businesses. They're going to create the largest market cap companies, and they're going to pay it forward. So they're going to then reinvest their time. They're going to reinvest their stories and their capital to inspire and support the next generation. So what's so exciting to me, Brian, is not only that we're able to attract the top, the Steve Cases of AOL and the Reid Hoffmans and the Jason Green, who's the top SaaS investor, here, and we're able to get folks like you and Marcos Galperin of Meli and the top entrepreneurs who've been successful. Guillaume of Checkout.com. Checkout.com is now the top fintech unicorn in Europe at $15 billion, an Endeavor entrepreneur. For you guys to reinvest and inspire that next generation who's also going to go big is really helpful. And I think there are a lot of organizations focused on SMEs or focused on startups. And we said, you know what, if we're going to take this firepower, let's focus on the scale up phase. Let's focus on the part after, the beginning. It's not the lean startup. It's not the product market fit. This is after, when you really want to go big, when you want to go to the next market, when you're having challenges, you need a new board, or you need to rethink the management team or your own role, or you need that next round of financing. That's where Endeavor comes in. I think so. It's that combination of these entrepreneurs who are just so inspiring, combined with this phase, which is at this scale up phase, which Endeavor really focused on earlier than almost anybody, that made people just want to be part of it.
Yeah, and these companies, they've nailed their business model, yeah. And now they need to scale it. And that's hard. And especially in these emerging markets where it's like, you can't just walk across the street and get access to the know-how of how to do that.
Yeah, we have a killer company. It's just passed yesterday's ISP with Paulo Veras and Jason Green, as we were mentioning. Jason was with our earliest investor in Zoom and the top SaaS investor. These guys are in Egypt building out this logistics platform that is just transforming. You have all of these mom and pops, in food delivery, and these guys have disintermediated the supply chain, put it all, online. They are killing it. And Jason's like, oh my God, these remind me of Marcos and Hernan starting Mercado Libre. And here it is in Egypt, all these years later. But even the best business leaders come away saying, these folks building these companies and doing it in these markets where it's really hard have taught me something. And I think that's something we all know, but people usually throw out, oh, I've learned so much as a mentor, learned more, taken more than I've given, right? But in this case, it's actually really the truth.
Absolutely. And if you think of these challenges that exist across the globe, a Silicon Valley entrepreneur is not going to go solve it in Egypt. Like and I think that there was a while where there was a lot of funding happening from the copycats of people just taking a business and, trying to maybe slightly tropicalize it. But these are, there's so many friction points around the world, and it's going to be these entrepreneurs in these local markets that are going to understand these problems better than anyone.
Absolutely. And you look at things and you could say they're copycat and they're, fintech players that are, the Stripe of something. when you're in Asia, or you're in Indonesia, or you're in Nigeria, or you're in Saudi Arabia, there's so many small businesses that are tiny, that have no access to the internet and to markets, and to go out and reach those folks. You have to do something there. You have to bank the unbanked. That's what happened with Mercado Libre, right? They realized that all of their sellers didn't have access to credit. So Mercado Libre had to add a credit arm. We take these things for granted. Even people had said, "Oh, you were building the Zillow of
Brazil.
Latin
Yeah.
America and Brazil." Yeah, good luck going to Brazil and dealing with real estate there, right? So I
Yeah.
think people just don't realize that as hard as it is to be an entrepreneur, even in places like California and like New York, and I don't want to diminish that it's hard for everyone, but when you layer on, as you saw, all the complexities of these emerging markets, it makes it 10 times harder. And yet, and you saw this too, that is why you cannot build your company in a bubble. You have to be part of the community. You have to be part of the ecosystem, because you cannot build a successful company in a failed ecosystem. And so it makes these entrepreneurs really part of these communities in a very different way than we've seen with the issues with California with the busing, right? With the Google delivering the buses straight to the Google campus and ignoring all the people in San Francisco. We really don't see those issues, because people are, for example, now Globant and Mercado Libre just invested in another endeavor entrepreneur that's providing a digital training to reskill workers, right? So you have to actually build your own workforce. You can't take for granted that there are 1,000 engineers, across the pond. And in fact,